Behind me right now, I have two very near identical builds, one in the old faithful 79 and one on the new Gen Ranger. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of these two near identical builds. While we run through this video, please drop a comment. Want to know, are you going to go for the old faithful 79 or jump into the new luxury new Gen Rangers? All right, let's get into it. Alright, jumping straight into our tray tech build. So both of these vehicles have our premium GT3 tray and our Canopy Storage. So both of these cars actually have the same tray and a near identical canopy. A few differences, but we'll run through that and show you that. So reason why we wanted to show you these two builds are they're actually a really good work and play setup. A few little neat features, a few little changes that both these guys have done. So we'll start with the old faithful 79. So both of these cars, 1644 compact tray with a 1644 canopy to suit. Both of these cars end up having a nice length at the back, so you haven't got any of that ridiculous tow bar recess. I mean, you're not limiting any of your towing capabilities or any of that clearances when you're towing some trailers or anything like that. So as all of our tray products, so nice finishes all the way through. So vehicle specific infill, so you'll notice that these trays do have a bit of a different wheelbase. So the infills, the guards and the infills and the toolboxes are slightly different, vehicle dependent, but the boys make sure that this is a nice clean finish all the way through. It just honestly, it just makes the whole vehicle high-end so much nicer than having any cookie cutter style gaps. A cool feature that the boys have done with this build in particular is, so on this side here, so on your passenger side, you have a flip down box, perfect for mounting your accessories, your air tank, your hoses, anything you need to do, hard mounted there, safe, secure and lockable. On the opposite side, on your driver's side, they've gone for a drawer toolbox. So instead of having an even pair, they've got flip one side, drawer the other. So a place to hard mount your accessories, opposite side, slide the drawer out, heap of usable space, just all your gear, recovery, whatever you need to, and easy access sliding toolbox. Righto, jumping over to the canopy. So both these vehicles have near identical canopies internally. So on the 79, we'll do the passenger side, jump over the Ranger and go through the driver's side because they are literally identical from side to side. So stating the obvious, bright white internally. So these guys are going for the bright white finish. Definitely a few reasons for this. The biggest one is going to be your visibility. So bright white, nice visible, especially those afternoons, you're throwing your tools in, just want to get home. This makes it so much easier with more visibility. Starting at the front, customers got the GPO infill panel and the obvious got a red arc, red vision screen. So customers going for the red arc system in this build. So red vision screen, few inlets and outlets right here accessible from the front of the vehicle. So with our builds, 130 litre is a standard inclusion we can do with these. To be honest with you, the 130 litre upright fridges are really a no-brainer. Upright fridges, lighter, cheaper, more capacity. They're just honestly a no-brainer with these type of builds. Worth mentioning with our upright fridges, it's got a full surround around the fridge, so hard mounted, fully surrounded. So the surround itself also has perforation, so you're not strangling the fridge with breathing. It stops any of your gear or anything falling in there, having to get the fridge out to retrieve anything. So because it is a work and play build, they've gone for the massive drawer and stainless steel prep bench underneath this bench. So there are a few options there. So you can do a straight up drawer, you can do twin drawers. We have quite a few variables in these builds now, but they've gone for the big storage for themselves because that's how the boys want to use it. So above the drawers, like most of our builds, we have a flooring at the top, and that flooring goes through both sides of the vehicle. So full 1860 width, so you can throw your swags, any gear on top. There's a few nuts and options there, so you can throw a couple of eyelets in there and a couple of tie down points, so you can strap all your gear down and make sure it's not flying around as you drive them. So another little worthy mention is storage basket on top. So small storage basket, just utilize that space up there. Ultimately just to maximize the space inside of these canopies. Stepping over to the Ford Ranger, the more luxurious and comfortable version of the two. So on this side here, on the driver's side, the boys have gone for the drawer. So as previously mentioned, you've got flip on that side, drawer on that side. So it's so awesome to grab your gear. Worth mentioning too, the reason why they've done it that side is this is also your main storage side. So with the canopy, you've got your two massive drawers, you've got your drawer here, so all your storage and all your tools and whatever you need to do is accessible on this side of the vehicle. So on this side of the canopy, not too much to talk about, but as you can see, huge amount of space. So even though it's a domestic sized canopy, they're still a big canopy in person. You'd be surprised about how much usable space are actually in these builds. So twin drawers, heap of storage space here on the top, yet again, the floor that goes all the way through to the opposite side, so plenty of storage options here on top. So the power system itself, so it's a nice little red arc system tucked up in this new power box that we've done. So the actual power box itself has inlets and outlets here at the top, with the whole system and all the metal, all the electrical components, are all protected, all nicely tucked away. Speaking of protection, the canopy doors as well. So we have this new outer skin here. Essentially, it's a replaceable part. So yet again, anything on top moves around. Power system's protected, and your outer skin, your nice outer skin of your canopy doors, all nice and protected in these canopy setups. So I'm standing behind the 79. We did say the two vehicles have a few differences. The 79 has a rear wall config, while the Ranger is a complete flat, empty config. So part of the reason for that is with the 79s, we do have to bring the spare back up underneath and put it here on the back of the rear wall. Whereas the Ranger, you can still utilize the factory location underneath, depending on obviously your tire size and how big your wheels are. So with this build as well, customers going for the twin jerry can, so it's just a bit of extra lockable space just to keep a bit of gear in there. It's just a good way to keep a bit of wet, dirty gear outside of your nice canopy. So both vehicles have a massive rear tunnel drill, so they're actually the exact same size between them. And then they've gone for the stainless steel prep lid on top as well. So the lid itself doesn't add any additional sealing. The sealing's actually done on this front face. It's purely for a bit of workspace and prep bench while you're out on site or while you're out camping. As well as a matching tunnel drawer, both these vehicles have water storage, pumped water, and then also a nice infill here at the back, so you can mount your accessories, air lines, anything you want to in a nice infill panel, and it just hides all the gear that normally you would see without that infill panel being there. Now that you've seen both builds, what are you going for? Old Faithful 79 or Australia's best-selling dual cab, the new Gen Ranger? Let us know below. Thanks for watching, guys.